Hi guys, nice to see you again. So we are now is talking on the session 4. We are going to talk about what is PR in the fashion industry. Ooh, fashion, right? Like I say in the beginning, fashion is taking quite the number 2 on the total creative industry, which is supporting on the GDP before. First was advertising, and then the second biggest cake was fashion. Talking about fashion industry, what is the role of PR in there actually? So again, when we are talking about PR, we are talking about how to creating understanding about the organization or the product. And while you get the understanding, you set the image, you set the reputation out of that. So what is the role of PR in this fashion industry? So basically the role of PR is first set the image, meaning how is the client, what is the client company, what is the brand, how is it then the fashion is seen or perceived by the press, magazine and stuff like that. And then they also have to, PR in the fashion industry has to work hand in hand with the marketing, because marketing is the one who is, marketing the product that has been already set, the image that has been set for the product by PR, And then how is PR also creating the buzz to get the attention from the people about their organization, about their product or their client in that sense, And the PR is also working in promotion of the fashion itself, working together with all the people who is involved in the industry, and working with the leading fashion blogger now is also very important, with the fashion blogger and magazine editor and stuff like that. So that's the role of PR. And then including, actually, not only that, but actually it's also including the planning and execution of the show. Oh, this is actually is a lot of detail in that. When we are, let's say, talking about the fashion week, this is a lot of works, Not to mention is also how is the PR is not only dealing with their own client, but also, how is the media, how is the sponsor also, because you also have to find the sponsor in that regard. This is also become the attention of the PR in that industry, Not to mention also to set up the photo shoot, communicating the message. Okay, in this season, what kind of design that the designers wants to talk to their communicate to their people, and why and stuff like that. This is all set up by the PR. PR in this industry, or some people is call it in the industry of fashion and industry of film, music, PR is known as a publicist. So meaning is the people behind, who's behind all the communication aspect, who's creating and creating the strategy on how to let's say making the packaging of the product and how to communicating to the public of that. So all the aspect which is involving in that is really quite rich in that, including also handling the complaint. This is also difficult, especially when they're complaining, dealing with the human also, in the sense of sometimes could be also when the designer is creating something in a request of the client, but then the client is not satisfied. This is more complicated because you are involved on the creative process and stuff like that. Like I said before, it's quite a lot of that, involved element in that. So this is what I want to say in that. And we have to talk about what is the objective of each client. Basically, PR in the fashion industry have to be able to maintain the company brand. Basically, it's like that. And then moving on to the application on promotion, to get the publicity of the brand, and maybe creating the event to get more publicity, or other aspect which is involving on the understanding about the brand to the public. What is the key factor of PR in the fashion industry? Basically, a good fashion knowledge is really very important aspect. Whoever wants to be in this PR, in this fashion industry, because how can you talk to the public if you don't have any knowledge about the industry itself? So PR have to fill themselves with a different kind of knowledge which relate to the industry. They has to be also able to writing a press release. The press release also have to be adjusted to different kind of media, because sometimes the media having it's not sometimes, but each media, they have a different kind of characteristic, and each characteristic meaning also different kind of public. So you have to adjust your press release accordingly, and that sometimes people is forget about it, and then just randomly sending the same press release, which also affect whether you get the coverage or not later on. Now, who is the stakeholder also? This you have to also aware. Let's say the company staff, the designer, the marketing executive, the vendor, consumer, editor. These are the visible stakeholder that I can mention in there. Yeah? Now, let's moving on to the challenge. What is the challenge of the PR in this industry? Actually, it's relatively significant. If you see it on my slide, we show the reflection on what is the brand identity and stuff like that. How to maintain this reflection of the brand identity. That's not easy. It's required a lot of intensive strategy communication planning. How to have a good and strong relationship with the editor, because really important too, because they are the one who is writing something about your client or the designer itself, and how to actively involve and engage to the fashion blogger is nowadays is really important, and they are much more influence than the others, so many other things. Now, if we are talking further, we have also the different work between the in-house PR and the agency. However, you can see further on my slide, and I hope you get some enlightenment by this session. And please don't forget to do all the assignment, all the work, and read more. Hopefully you understand my session, and then we see each other on the next session. Thank you.